Hi everyone. In this training video, we will be discussing how to schedule as well as conduct an interview. So if we're looking underneath the Jobs and Candidates feature, we actually notice that we have one candidate sitting in our queue for the sales associate role. Once we go ahead and click on that number one, we will go ahead and see the remainder of the process. For us today, we'll go ahead and discuss telephone screen and Elements interview. How to actually schedule a telephone screen or an Elements interview is very simple. The first thing you'll do is either pick up the phone and dial, or secondly, you can actually click on the email feature, use this little drop-down caret, as well as select the template that makes sense, phone screen. Once we select it, you'll go ahead and see, Dear Ashley, thank you so much for applying. We're looking for 20 to 30 minutes of your time. When can you chat? Once we have that done, we'll send it out. From this point, we wait until Ashley Hirology gets back to us via phone or email to let us know the proper time and date to speak. When she comes back with a time, what we will go ahead and do is click on phone screen. We'll go ahead and see in the app, we'll see a little scheduling tool. I can actually type in the date and time that she agreed upon. As well as the time zone. Once I click on schedule, you'll go ahead and see a confirmation email gets sent out to Ashley Hirology to make sure everyone is on the same page. What we'll do is we'll send it out. Once we send it out, we are ready to go. On your end, we actually can add this to your calendar if you want to save the date, as well as need to reschedule. You can always do that here. Once we are completed with that and it is the time and date, you're ready to go, we're actually going to go ahead and click Start Interview. Starting the interview allows you to hand type in your notes into the system. You'll read question one by one as a script and get that answer. What you will notice is something called the scorecard. The scorecard will give you a score dependent on what that person said or kind of told you. Based off of their response, we're going to give them a score to see, does Ashley Hirology actually fit this role or not? So what we'll do is we'll see poor, okay, good, and excellent. If we are curious on what that means, you can go ahead and hover over, and it gives you an explanation. So let's go ahead and do this as an example for Ashley Hirology. I'll randomly put some selections in the system, and we'll go ahead and get a result. Based off of the results, of course, we will make sure to see, is Ashley Hirology a good fit or not? Just a few more questions. And we'll go ahead and submit. So what we're going to see is once we've submitted our work, it will go ahead and give us a percent sign. For the telephone screen, Ashley Hirology scored a 70%, which is not the best. What that means is she basically is a high-risk hire, and Hirology, based off of their science, is saying they might not perform well on the job. If you plan on moving them on to the next hiring step, we recommend you thoroughly review all of their interview scores, resume, as well as other documents. So technically, we are looking for people more in the green, and everyone below that is kind of not really the best fit for the role. Next, let's go back a step. And we will go ahead and notice that we have something called the Elements interview. Elements interview is going to be your in-person interview guide. Once I click on the in-person interview guide, you will see this looks identical to the phone screen. You'll go ahead and type in the time and date in which you guys will speak. You can go ahead and start the interview, as well as printing out the guide if you don't feel like hand typing in your notes. This interview guide does have a scorecard. Once I click on Start, you will see the scorecard as well as can be able to score it. Again, the difference between a phone screen and an Elements interview are the questions, as well as the phone screen is more of a high-level overview, whereas the Elements interview is a little bit more in-depth on the questions you may be asking about the role. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please look out for our next video for verification tools, where we'll go ahead and cover references, testing, and background checks.